Yeah, I don't think so, guys. It was rainy here in Florida today, so no convertible for me. But I did manage to get to the Tarbis despite the icky weather and get to work. I got some work done on the DC3 I'm building for a coworker. Unfortunately, it looks like the decals have yellowed to the point that I don't think I'm going to use them. I'll probably come up with another scheme for the airplane, probably something a little more generic. We'll see. But I'm sure these decals could be salvaged or used on something else, but I don't want to put them on this model. I did get a couple of 148 scale pilots for it, and I didn't worry about detailing them too much because you're not really going to be able to see them. Unfortunately, they didn't fit very well, and I had to amputate a few limbs to get them in, which is very common when you use pilots or figures that aren't made for a kit. I've had to amputate more limbs than a Civil War surgeon, but the kit's starting to come together, and so far it's doing real well. So we got started on the Caterham today, the big Tamiya Lotus Super 7, and it starts off. Fortunately, it comes with some tools, but you start off removing a bunch of runner tree from the frame. And at first, I was afraid I might clip the wrong thing, but actually, given that you snip it right at the little tiny gates, it's actually pretty easy, and the instructions are clear. And it all the parts that so far that I've been working with the are screw-in parts. They send you a little toolkit that's a magnetic screwdriver, and thank goodness it's magnetic when you see the size of these screws. But it's a little kit, and I got it out and started working on the kit. And what is kind of funny is that when you're done clipping off all of your extra runner tree, you swear there's as much that you've cut out as you kept in. But the instructions are pretty clear, and made it a relatively trauma free event. And once I got going on it, I realized that this is typical to me of quality. Although it's a very very complicated kit, it really has pretty much everything you need. It's really well thought out, well engineered. So I got working on I believe that's the front axle arrangement, and you can see how complex all the parts are. And here, these tiny little screws in there, and I was petrified that I was going to make some kind of mistake. And I'm looking at how much more is going to be here in the future. Like, oh my god, all the suspension and everything. But you have two bags of screws, an A bag and a B bag, and they are tiny, 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 tiny. At least most of them are, and they warn you how tiny they are. But again, that's when the fact that they magnetize the screwdriver comes in super duper handy. And of course, I was very careful to be where the carpet monster couldn't feed them, but the bloody thing went together without any argument, much to my amazement. And the whole thing was, like I say, far less traumatic than I thought it was going to be. And so far, I'm really impressed with this kit. And the components at this point, my biggest concern is losing some of them because some of them are so tiny. They're pretty well labeled, well marked, and everything. And I put them in these cups labeled, A and B. And when you compare the screws to the little guide that they give you, the scales will often be, like, is this the right one? But so far, so good. So we're getting started on that. And this is going to be my car entry. Of course, it's a multimedia kit with metal and rubber and plastic and acrylic and everything else. So here is I guess this is the front suspension or axle piece all completed. No arguments. I haven't even used any glue yet. In fact, it went together so well that I had no trouble getting. There's a little internal mechanism in there that's, I imagine, part of the steering gear, and I was able to get that little piece in there where it rotates as you move the axle back and forth without any problem. So very happy with the way all this turned out so far. Long way to go, and this kit is a commitment to paying attention to detail, which is exactly what I intend to do. But hey, we've got till the end of January, right? In other news, a glue trooper sent me some pictures. He got the Bondi Razor Crest, and he went ahead and sent me a bunch of photos he's taken of the kit during his build. And I thought I would share these with you guys because I know a lot of people are interested. My wife and I love the TV show The Mandalorian, and I'll be getting a Razor Crest at some point. This is a pretty small kit. I believe Ravel's also going to be putting one out, which I think is going to be larger than this. But I thought he would share his pictures with you. Didn't get a lot done today because, back home for the first day and just getting other stuff done. But that's pretty much where we're at right now. So I want to thank all you guys for tuning in. I hope you're having a wonderful evening. And as always, model on.